Look, I'm here. I'm here. I was finishing my food. I had one last bite. And by one last bite, I mean I had half a slice of pizza, but it's fine. It's fine, no biggie. Hi Anzer, how are you? I also just realized I've been pronouncing your name Anzer. It's Asnir. What the fuck is wrong with me? My brain just like crisscrossed those fucking letters for some reason. I'm so sorry. Feel like dirty laundry. People love it when you lose. It's so true. Who was trying to catch this guy off-centered? You pronounced it well last time? Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure. Alright, we gotta wait for this fucking ad. And then once the ad's done, then we'll get started with the game. But I just am kind of all over the place today. I just I'm like doing the best I can. How am I? I'm doing pretty good. I'm really tired today though. Bunny woke me up super early and I've taken 2 naps today with her, and at both times it has not helped me. So I'm pushing through today. I don't know why I'm so excited. Exhausted. That was the word I was looking for. It is what it is, you know? You just gotta figure it out. Do the best you can. But I'm all good. I'm just staring at this long motherfucker from the Elden Ring Twitter account. They dropped a very interesting, very uterus-shaped motherfucker today, and I just want to know more about her. Mwah. I appreciate it. I really do. Because God knows. I'm going through it today. But we'll live. We've survived worse. I also just had pizza, and it was delicious. I'll give You did try it, or you want to try it? Oh, you did? Oh my god, yeah, it's so much fun. I was like, oh, I'll do something else later. I'll do something else today. And then I thought about it and I was like, I don't want to do something else today. I was like, yeah, I'll definitely do something else today. I don't want to. I don't. Speaking of. Let's get into it. Speaking of, let's get into it. It's so hard. Well, okay, so I was like, is it really that hard, or am I just really bad at Pokemon? And I think I'm just really bad at Pokemon, if you want me to be completely honest with you. I think I'm just really, really bad at Pokemon. However, it does feel a tad bit difficult from time to time. Oh wait, hold on, let's... I had one correct run, the others were disastrous. Yeah, that's really what it feels like. Hi Gore, how are you? Well, and it's one of those things too where I'm like picking my favorite. Like, I'm like picking all my favorites. So I'm probably not doing as good as I could be, because I'm picking all of my favorites. Actually, so we definitely want Pickle Chip, because he's important. You see the art with my OC? I did! I actually commented on it. You may have not seen that, but I did comment on it. It is super cute. Alright, I want Noibat, Steel Psychic Dragon Flying, and then we'll grab a fire type, so we'll grab Litten. Update Bunny like spaghetti. Oh, did y'all give her some? I'm glad she likes it. I mean, I'm sure she's had it before. I feel like she has. You know? maybe she hasn't? I'm commissioning way too much these days. Oh, I understand that for sure. I've been commissioning pretty much nonstop. But I'm also commissioning a bunch because, like, I'm doing a 2.0, so I have to commission a bunch, but I've spent probably close to $2,000 in commissions lately. A whole new model is a part of that as well. Are you asking me how many commissions I'm waiting on, or are you asking Asnir? Because right now I'm waiting on 4, if you count my model. I'm still on my 1.0. That is, don't rush yourself through it. Just enjoy it. Because this will be my... This is my second model, this one. I was a completely different character prior to this. So this is my second model. But my first model had 2 outfits, the base outfit and then a secondary outfit. And this is the secondary outfit I'm working on for this model. So all together, 4 models, if you count the outfits as separate models. I will say I do like that you can just trick this man based off who you get first. Interesting. I didn't know you could get 2 bosses. Yeah, exactly. It's very important to take that first model slowly, because if you go too hard with it, you could end up, like, just not fully happy with it. You know? Got a Yanma? Oh my god, I don't think I've yet to catch anything I've been super excited about except for my Noibat. So... I'm very happy for you. Just chilling, trying things. It's for the best. You just gotta take your time. I kind of rushed into VTubing. My first model, I had completely finished and I had everything ready to go within a month. And it was a little overwhelming how quickly I don't want to say blew up, because that sounds conceited to me for some reason. However, I did hit, I should not have kept this. Oh, that was a bad choice. I did hit affiliate my first week streaming. So, you know. I definitely, did end up working very quickly. Which is fine. But it definitely put a lot of, it put a lot of expectation on me. At least it made me put a lot of expectation on myself. Let me say, I should word it that way. Because nobody else had any expectations for me, except for myself. And so, I think I was really hard on myself for a minute there, just because I just, you know, expected amazing things for myself, despite the fact that I was new to this, you know? So it's very important to be kind to yourself when you're starting out. Shit. I don't know why I didn't realize he was gonna be faster than me, even though he's been faster than me. I was just so busy talking, I was not paying attention. Oh, well, that saves me. I want you. Join the squad, kid. There we go. There we go. People like you for who you are. Yeah, exactly. You really don't have to put too much pressure on yourself, but I was always really rough on myself, which led me to pretty extreme burnout after my first year streaming, so I ended up taking a whole year off. I got pregnant with my daughter, and I think out of just anxiety of not being able to keep up with streaming while also being a mother, and also it was a very rough pregnancy, so I ended up just taking the year off because of the fact that it ended up being a high-risk pregnancy. But there was a period of my time where I streamed pretty much almost every day. For like over a year. But I've been doing this for almost 4 years now, so it's a little different than it used to be for me, for sure. God damn it. That's what happens when you forget to grab a fucking, This is what happens when you forget to grab a grass type. Okay, well, somehow I fucking pulled out all the stops on that one. Don't know how I did it. Bronzor. God damn it. You ever just believe in a Pokemon and then it fucking Does you fucking dirty. Gore's been my biggest supporter since day one. That's all I have to say, is that, since day one, this man has been my biggest supporter. Oh, shit. Okay, let's see. Shit. Get out there, ducklet. Thank you so much for the pet. Oh wow, Bronzor actually woke up. Crazy. Look at how tiny this fucking ducklet is. Sorry, it's a very small duck. Why is it so small? Sometimes you just have the tiniest duck in the world. In prison. Interesting. All right. Damn. 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 Hi, Yiggy. How are you? Oh yeah, keep flinching his ass. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. Is something wrong with my Rotom? Yeah, you're telling me, man. Ah, this keeps happening to me. I'm the worst at this fucking game. I'm the literal worst. Bronzor. Oh, yeah, there is something wrong with my Bronzor. He's a pickle chip. I don't know why, but he's a pickle chip. Hold on, egg gotcha time. A legendary and an egg, that's the dream. I'm just collecting eggs right now. Ooh. Hmm. Okay, that's 2 rares. That's 1 more rare than what I usually get. Why the fuck? Hold on. The Discord? What the hell? Oh. Oh, it's you, Yiggy. My bad. Got a Reggie Rock? Oh. How crunchy is this pickle? It's the crunchiest. Damn. If you want me to be completely honest, it's probably the crunchiest pickle you'll ever see. I don't really think you can crunch through this pickle. But, you know, we do the best we can. I just think you're gonna hurt your teeth. This guy's just gonna run away. Alright. 1 dead. 2 dead. And she paid me. Alright, let's see. The reason I'm giving all of my rare candies to Noibat, by the way, is because Noibat doesn't level up until it's at like level 40. So I'm trying to boost it. Alright, what are you about to throw out at me? Cat v cat! Bird! Oh, I forgot to grab my... I didn't grab my chip. Damn. Yeah, where's the water cat starter, truly? Maybe we'll get one this new game, this upcoming game. Also... Evolutions are like super OP. I might have to catch an Eevee then. I also forgot to bring Pickle Chip. So, I'm not gonna get the buffs for having Pickle Chip. Oh, egg hatching. Alright, Centret. Body press. Interesting. Okay, Sandagast. Curse. Well, that's not awful. Yeah, you're right. It wasn't a Centret. I just... My brain. Swaddle. Tidy up. Ooh! Apom! Let me know if you want the rest of your pizza. I will. I'm okay right now, though. This just makes you want to play more? I'm so sorry. May you live vicariously through me. Dynamax band. That's not awful. We'll take it. I have to wait for tomorrow. Then please live vicariously through me. Water pledge. That Squirtle would be able to. Burn the fuck out of this Lechonk. Lechink. Get everybody fully leveled up. Take him home with us. Grab a rare candy, chuck it onto Noibat. Do not covet me. God damn it. Bow, bow. Shit. Oh, thank you so much for the stretch. Hi, Ducky. How are you? Ugh. Sorry, I was like zoned the fuck in. Shit. Yeah, this isn't great. We're not getting through this one. We just don't have what we need for it. This guy's fast as fuck. Shit. Alright, well. We're struggling to make it past 20 today. Here's my chip. And then we're gonna grab Oshawott. And then we can grab one more. I'll grab. Oh, right, I forgot about that. I always forget. I need to just put the type matchup on the side of my screen, honestly. I'm so bad at it. Alright, you asshole. Like, goddamn. Yeah, why is Basculegion a little pain in my ass? I need to grab a grass type if we can find one. Without killing it. Go to Finnegan. Sure. It's a grass type. Can't complain. I'll take you with me. Place a Cherubi, actually, I think. Alright, cool. Jesus! Alright, Aerodactyl. Meow. Sheesh indeed. Alright, who are you starting with? That's not ideal for me. Oh, you know what? Whatever. Anyways. And we'll just burn the hell out of this fucking bird. And we all heal at level 10. Or we don't. Alright, there we go. Fucking up Squavet. Cloak Scarf's not bad. I feel like I'm always so quiet when I play this, but it's like I'm really trying to like lock in, you know what I mean? I have to wake up in 5 hours. Oh, good night. Thank you for coming. I always forget our time difference is so, like, big. Not that that's a bad thing, that just is life. 2 a.m. here? Oh, see, it's almost about to be 7 p.m. here, so... Alright. Fucking fighting types, man. We were trying to recover. We could not recover fast enough. Stop astonishing me, you bitch! The amount of astonishes that just keep happening. Some bullshit is what this is. God damn. Wiped me the fuck out. Hi, Sky. How are you? Yeah, unfortunately, Shiny Bronzor is not gonna save me here. I was just trying to hatch some eggs. I need to get, new eggs. Only one. I only just started playing yesterday, and I haven't played much. So, that's my only shiny right now, is this Bronzor. Oh, I didn't mean to use recover. Oops. I'm not good at this game, at the least, but... not yet, no. Like I said, I only just started playing yesterday, and I have not made it very far. Sorry, I was like, why is the music suddenly so loud in my ears? What the fuck? I accidentally knocked into it. Yeah, we're kind of struggling on footholds over here, I'm not even gonna lie. Plus, like I said, I'm really bad. I'm really bad at, like, Pokemon battles. They're, like, my least favorite part of Pokemon. I got a Stantler and it carried me to, like, level 70. Ugh, I haven't even made it past 40 yet, so I'm jealous. I don't think I'm gonna be able to beat this guy, but we're gonna do the best we can. With what we got, which isn't much, but... Oh, yep, Sage retaliate. Alright. Who did we just get? We just got Aerodactyl, I think. Yeah, we did. Hold on, I'm gonna look something up real quick. I'm gonna look something up real quick. Okay, there we go. What is this move? I don't even know it. Oh. Bodifall's not awful then. Huh. Yeah, just get Tinkaton. I gotta get an egg for that first. Yeah, we'll grab him. Fuck it, why not? I'm trying to mix it up a little. You know what I mean? Every run I try and use different Pokemon. I haven't really found a team that I love yet. You know what? You can't go wrong when you've got... You can't go wrong. When you've got, I already beat Classic Mode. I have not beat Classic Mode yet. That's what I'm trying to do right now. A Beast Boostmon? Yeah. Though I will say this is the best we've done so far. Or, I mean, not the best we've done so far, but the fastest I've moved up so far. Damn. Or I could have used Recover. Or I was not thinking clearly. Single evolution Pokemon are pretty strong in this format? Yeah, probably. You'll need, have a Knackley, because you'll need Salt Cure. Oh, shit, okay. I will do my best. Anyways. Aerodactyl said, fuck you. And it's a little funny. Damn! I did not know you could one-shot those guys. Alright, yeah, we're wrecking shop. We're doing just fine with Aerodactyl. Yeah, my egg pulls have not been nearly that lucky. Unfortunately. You know, I didn't think Floaty Fall was gonna be the go-to for this, but I guess it is. Take Mankey with us. We don't have one yet. I've opened 656 eggs. Jesus! I've not opened nearly that many. My shiny luck is trash. I've opened, I want to say, it was like 5, 11, 12, 18? I think I've opened 18 eggs, and I've gotten one shiny. Oh, damn. For once, an attack missed. You know, I need to get more Pokemon, but I'm honestly having such a great time just body slamming everybody. You can go for Mega Aerodactyl? That's true, I can. You make a good point. I am gonna catch this Magikarp just to have one, because I don't have one yet. And then... Also Gyarados, since he revives low level. Oh, that's true. You make a good point. I also want you, because I don't have one of you yet. I'll grab more Pokeballs. I have also not found a hidden ability yet, I don't believe. Oh, Absol, my love. Rock Slide is 75 versus 60. Hi, Judavie. It's been, this run's actually going better than any other run I've done so far. I mean, I made it further than this. But this is my first time using Aerodactyl, because we just got him out of an egg, and he is just kind of bodying through everything. So I definitely feel like I'm gonna make it much further with him than I have with anybody else. Oh, we don't have a Flamingo yet. Alright, rude. Die. Sometimes, something to make future runs, you can get a certain amount, the more candies you get. Yes! I did know that. We don't have one of these guys yet, either? Huh. Yes. 50, 40... Damn. Alright, guess you die. Alright, there goes Bidoof. Oh, I just realized I called you Juana. It's Wannabe. Wannabe. I'm sorry. I was like so focused on what I was doing, I didn't even read your name properly. I feel like I've been doing that a lot lately. Makes me feel kind of guilty. Alright, we're starting with Primplup. No, we're not. Oh my god. Weasel? No, we're not. Oh, Gyarados? No, we're not. Oh, wait, yes we are. Ooh. Damn, that Gyarados would have taken me out and I would have struggled. However, I have all those things on him. Aerodactyl is bodying these bitches. Damn. Damn! Damn! Wannabe, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the dog pound. I hope you're having a great day. I don't really... Actually, you know what? I'll get rid of Wishy-Washy for now. Oh, I need to... Alright, hold on. Egg gotcha real quick. The fuck? Gotta grab some eggs real quick. So far, I've not got anything higher than a rare egg, though. Oh, that's 2 rare eggs. That's not too bad. 3 rare eggs? I'll take it. We love making a man flinch. You want to learn Roar when you've got all of these other moves. You know what? I'll just use you as my, There we go. Ba, 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 ba. This is definitely a little team we've got going on here. Definitely a little team we got going on here. crunchy. What is quick guard? A Drillbur there? Should I have caught that Drillbur? Probably. Pulse? Ooh, Scraggy. Add Scraggy as a starter. Right. Who's the lowest level? Bro. Okay. Oh, that killed Timber. My bad. Sorry, bud. Didn't mean to get him like that. Alright. Truly, not doing so bad. Get rid of Bite for Crunch. What is Safeguard? Ah, status conditions. I don't need that. That was a fast win. Good lord. In the ball. Thank you. Gyarados wants to learn Crunch. Get rid of Splash, please. Thunder Punch. Got rid of Focus Energy. Ice Punch. Get rid of Tackle. And then Fire Punch. We'll get rid of Fake Out. And now got a roundabout little man. Alright. We're doing way better this time around than we have been in the past. And I'm kind of just using this as an opportunity just to catch Pokemon that I don't have yet, so. Okay. Hi, Kula! Why do you want a gun just because you threw up? Pachirisu? Dizzly Slide. Alright, we got a Krogunk so we can kill this one. What is Assurance? I just fucking threw up in the parking lot. What happened? How did this happen to you? Sourdough bread. Oh man, the bread was too sour. How unfortunate when the bread is too sour. Or the cute nurse. I mean, how cute is she? Everybody's 27. There we go. Get Mankey to evolve. Burrow wants to learn Crunch. 70, 40, 30, 80. Get rid of roll out. Yes, okay. Sorry, I'm trying to like work my brain. Am I asking you to rate a woman? I thought we moved past this in society. You'd be incorrect. I've never moved past it. I want to know. 80, 90, 60. I can't move past it because I'm nosy. Fucking rude. Fibrel's gotta go. I have an obsession with Beware. I think he's a very cute little man. For a nurse, or at least someone in scrubs, she's a 7. Okay, that's fair. Name a woman. Alright, Sorry, something about putting that bitch to sleep in a double battle cracks me up. Margaret Thatcher. You know, being a 7 in scrubs isn't bad. Anyways. I was quoting fucking Family Guy. That's why I said it that way. Oh my god. Scrubs at a point? Really? You have a thing for ladies in scrubs? I don't know why I sound surprised about that, but I am. I need to have some words with Seth MacFarlane. Leave him be. Hammer arm. Taking the egg voucher. Yeah, recoil moves are the worst. Why is there double sound? Oh my god. Thank you for saying something about that. Nobody else told me that there was double sound. Thank you for telling me that there is double sound. You know, you weren't going insane. I accidentally had 2 audio things open. I am so sorry. Silver, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the dog pound. I hope you're having a great day. Oh my god. Stressing me out. That's on me, though. I should have been paying closer attention to that. I'm so sorry. Dragon dance. Scrubs outline the butt, and nicer ones that accentuate the figure overall. You make a good point. I never really thought about it that way. See, my aunt's a nurse, though, so every time I think of scrubs, I think of her and her scrubs growing up. Ow. You son of a bitch. You fucking asshole. Close combat is a... Son of a bitch. Hydro pump. Yeah, sure. I'm at 55. I had no reaction to that, if you want to be completely honest. Nope. Absolutely did not to the shiny noise. It did not get me. I didn't even realize the shiny noise went off until I looked up at the chat and saw the thing that said that Ducky had made the shiny noise. I'm so sorry, Ducky. Yes! Yes! The only thing separating danger dust and spicy dust is the letter Q. I love Gibble. Ooh, and he starts off with Dragon Dance. Okay, yeah, good nature. Oh! Arctofish! Hi, buddy! I can't wait for Peach to play Arceus again and they just don't notice a shiny. Look, you're conditioning me so I won't, and that scares me. Ice Body, Hardy, Triple Axle, what the fuck? Okay. Oh, Dunsparce. Body Slam. I mean, I'm not gonna complain. You know, what do I even have all these other fucking Pokemon for if Aerodactyl apparently is all I've ever needed? You know what I mean? Let's fucking go! I have to find a Mega Stone. If I recall correctly. Yeah, if I recall correctly, I have to wait until I find a Mega Stone to go with my This is the furthest I've made it in this game so far. No. The cow did get me. However, Jesus, the cow scared me. I was like, ugh, I'm not playing fucking... Oh my god. Stomping tantrum, yes. Not this bitch actually getting me. Fuck you, Basculegion. Oh my god. Asshole. Like, I can still hear the corn piss girl. Please don't call me that. For the love of God, do not call me the fucking piss girl. Would you like to get in the ball? Guess not. Would you please like to get in the ball? Thank you. Everybody's just leveling up like a motherfucker. Damn! Ooh, ability charm. That's pretty beneficial. I'm just trying to catch a Pokemon that I don't already have, so. I have not found any hidden abilities yet, no. Such a soothing song for monster murder. Look. I'm trying to catch Pokemon I don't have yet. I've also not had great luck for it, so. Oh. Let's see. Ow. Ow. You son of a bitch. Go to bed. To bed with you. Motherfucker. Fucking asshole. What a jerk. Gyarados wants to learn Hyper Beam? Yeah, sure. Ooh, Ludicolo! These guys are super cute, in my opinion. I know a lot of people find them kind of freaky, which I get, but I like them. Doesn't Outrage hurt themselves? Yeah, it does. Oh well. Alright. Fall asleep, little dude. Why are you laughing? I'm doing my best. I'm also kind of just tearing ass through this area. Ow. Fucking asshole. Ugh. Why did he wake up so fast? Perhaps it's helping. It could be. This is the furthest I've ever made it, though, so... Go to sleep. Hey, go to sleep. Damn. Hi, Lunar. How are you? Yeah, there are so many Pokemon going on right now. Oh, right. I forgot Stomping Tantrum doesn't really work. There you go. Oh, bless me. Thank you. Thank you for the blessings. Whatever you say perhaps instead of maybe, it makes you sound like a distinguished little guy. Oh, thank you. I tried to be a distinguished little guy. I don't really know why. Just seems like the right thing to do. Hey, stop that. A chance. I really do just say the strangest words. Also, hi, Berkey. I will admit, I've been watching a lot of Bridgerton lately. We decided to binge watch Bridgerton because I saw that season 3 was about to come out. So we have been binge watching Bridgerton, which might be affecting some of my speech. You cannot just say perchance at the end of a sentence. Perchance? Oh, you fucker. Alright, oh yeah, final gambit. Alright, let's see. Why are my messages so wild? Don't get rid of your pheromones. What the fuck, Kula? What? Oh, Dondozo. Ouch. 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 Oh wait, I can't catch this. This belongs to somebody else. Alright. My friends are fucking weird, forgive me. I mean, you're friends. God damn. Aerodactyl, what the fuck? Oh my god, Lulu Havoc, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Dog Pound. I hope you are having a fantastic day. Push it back to Aerodactyl. Fuck this guy. We're not doing too bad, honestly. Should I switch Pokemon? Probably. Will I? No, because I'm stupid. Once again. I just like testing my limits. You know what I mean? And I've got so much fucking money. Oh yeah, fuck this bitch. The way she'd be poisoning you. Without your consent. Shadow Ball, fascinating. Ooh, Caracotta. You wanna get in the Ultra Ball? Oh, she sure does. Alright. More water! There are so many waters! Thank you so much for the hydrate. I'm drinking a Dr. Pepper today. Dr. Pepper. Oh, Cramorant. We do want Palafin, but let's get Cramorant out of the way. Elephant's ability isn't in the game. Damn! Well, shit. The girl could have hoped. Oh my god. It's pretty consistently Dr. Pepper. I mean, yeah. You don't have to call me out about it, though. Use Thunder Punch? Yeah, I will. I already have an IV scanner. Guess I'll take a second one. Sorry, I wasn't able to change my Pokemon that time around. Swimmer Eric would like to battle. Will we perish? Yes, we will. Alright. There we go. Damn, I need to be faster. I am low as hell. Alright. Bitch, what the fuck? Sorry, Sludge Wave is just such a funny move. We'll grab the potion. That was a good pick. Need X speed, please. Oh, wow. Okay. Hi, Marlin. Jesus. I'm about to get jumped on by this fucking, oh my god. I got jumped on. Just hatched a legendary egg and I got Kylorex. Oh, jealous! How many of these bitches does he have? You got too many. Put them away. All right. We got more eggs. Great. Now we're underwater. Love that for me. All right, let's go get more eggs. Basic. 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 Damn. Damn! Damn! Oh. No luck. Shit! Yeah, eggs are a gotcha. Damn! Got my ass whooped for nothing. Yeah, this run has been very kind to me. Oh, right, you're electric type. Shit. I forgot. Aw, Silver, thank you so much for the sub! I greatly appreciate it. It helps out more than you'd ever know. I hope you enjoy your emotes. They are pretty fun, if I can say so myself. We're actually getting more emotes here soon, too, so keep an eye out for that. You fucker! Shit! God damn it. Don't flail at me, you piece of shit. Yeah, Gore likes to try and step on me. Which I think is a little rude. But that's just me. I don't think I did anything to deserve to be stepped on. Gore said, "You cannot stop me. I will step on you." Oh, hey. It's you again. Anyways, what's crackin', Cinderace? Oh, you can't get me just because you got a Kingdra. You poor little bitch. And I'm gonna keep flinching you, too. Look, I know I gave y'all the power to stomp. I'm regretting it. Damn. Ursaluna is, I didn't even realize Ursaluna was in this game. Triple axling me? Asshole. What the hell? Oh, you can spend money to re-roll. Map! Ooh. Hey, be kind. Arrow sweep for sure. Cause what the fuck? Ooh, shit. Remember what I just said? Never mind. Okay. Go to sleep. Sorry, there's something really goofy to me about catching a Pokemon and then being like, good night. Damn. Alright, there goes Wailord. Alright, hatch some eggs! Any shinies? Nope. Give me a shiny since you're just gonna give me a bunch of commons. Okay, Sandshrew. We don't have a Sandshrew yet. I'll take a Sandshrew. Chikorita, okay. Okay. Rogerrola. Venonat. And... Weasel. Oh, we had one more. Alright. I'll take Crobat just for the fun of it. I really want Swoobert. But I keep accidentally killing them. So, here we are instead. Ooh, Ferrothorn. What are you doing to that forklift, Kula? Leave it be. Oh boy. Ow, you bitch. Ooh, I want you. Yay! Why'd you roost, babe? It's my job to fuck with the forklift. Ignore the fact that I've flipped twice. Well, I mean, it doesn't really surprise me that you flipped twice. If you want me to be completely honest. Okay, so I need one of these, correct? Oh, you're almost done with work for the day? I'm gonna swap out Hitmonchan, I think. My God-given right as an American. Oh my god. You are a menace, is what you are. Oh, right. Golem! You shithead. Oof. You're gonna teach Bunny how to use a forklift? I mean, you're more than welcome to if you would like. I don't have any issues with her learning how to use a forklift. Go Badlands. I see. Imagine Bunny becoming an electrician. She's more than welcome to if she would like. I don't really have a preference if you want me to be honest. I think honestly she's probably gonna end up doing something with cars. She seems really into cars. And like, balls, so maybe something sports related? I don't know. I don't know with her. She's, her own little being. I'm trying to get her into Pokemon like me, but right now all she likes is Pikachu, so she's being a disappointment currently. Oh, goodness. Cause look, I said what I said. No daughter of mine is gonna be a Pikachu stan. Like, are you kidding me? Pikachu? No. Absolutely not. She's gonna have to pick a better Pokemon as she gets older, because I refuse. I refuse to have a Pikachu stan daughter. It's just not right. That girl ain't right. She really ain't. I'm trying to give her the benefit of the doubt, but it's hard when she thinks Pikachu is like the end all to be all. You know what I mean? Yeah, Texas man truly was out of nowhere. And he's whooping my ass right off the bat. The fuck? Yeah, it just lets you attack twice, yeah. It's some good shit. Stop it! Stop it! Uh-oh, this might be where I go. Shit. 120 might be as far as I'm able to make it. Shit. Alright, 120 is the furthest I've made it. That's not awful, though. I'll be honest. Not awful. I've definitely made it worse. Yeah, that's not an awful run. Oh. And look at all these new little guys we have to start off with. Wow, we're filling up the totem pole quite nicely. Yeah, so arrow is easy mode, so true. We are actually gonna do that again. Simply because I would like to get more tickets. Some grass or electric? You make a good point. Well, so we have to have our little man. That's not a choice. So if we want grass or electric... We're just probably gonna have to grab one. We'll start with this, and then we'll grab a grass or electric once we start. But yeah, arrow is definitely easy mode. Alright, let's see. Grab a grass or electric while we're out. Keep chucking rocks at these fucking birds. is that? We're just gonna jump as many people as humanly possible. Jump him. I wish you got tickets for defeating your rival too. Like, I know he gives you all that other stuff, but like, I wish you got tickets for that too. Alright, let's try and find an electric type. Okay, Ace Trainer. Doop. That's a bug. I have not seen a Sizzlepede yet. Kind of impressive. No, I was not affected by any of the tornadoes. Thank you for checking in, though. You son of a bitch. Perish. Okay, well, I have a grass type move at least, if nothing else. Shelmet being bug type is very strange to me. I don't know why, but I don't care for it much. Yeah, you would have to look for another husband if we got swept away. I'm real sorry for your loss. And I suppose my loss, because I'd have to also look for another husband. Go. Okay. I'm looking for an electric type specifically. I think that's what I would like. Oh my god, I love frou-frous. Fun fact about me. I used to have poodles growing up as pets, so frou-frous will always hold a very special space in my heart. Alright. Ooh, Squawkabilly. Squawkabilly's not an awful starter for sure. And we don't have a Houndour at all, so let's take care of this rat. And then we can have a Houndour. Alright, guess who's back? Fucking shh. Shoot me at a fucking gym leader, please. Good God. I just need y'all to know that I do just sit here and bounce the entire time. Shit. Alright. Do not fake me out. We're probably gonna get rid of Squawkabilly because we already have one flying type. We don't need more. Alright, let's see. This is good. Iono? What the fuck? Oh. Hi, Whooper. Sorry, I did not realize Iono was in this game. Pain in my ass. What if I just keep putting all your bitches to sleep? I love just putting everybody to sleep. Back to sleep with you. Alright, and Iono, done. Alright. What do we got? Give me something good! I'm not gonna get anything good, am I? Oh, rare, that's better than nothing. I'm done for, gang. I'm never getting a legendary from an egg. I've lucked out thus far. Biker Jacob. I used that on the wrong move. I would really like to go to the electric area. Wait! Oh, I just accidentally... Oh, I fucked up. I was clicking too fast. I fucked up so bad. I was reading chat and wasn't paying attention. Yeah, legend eggs are definitely a rough pain in the ass to get. Yay! Puppers! My baby. That's my baby right there. Damn. Ooh, Trubbish. Four in 60 hours is fucking ridiculous. Ugh. Like, I get it, but also, like, it's such a pain in the ass. When you're fighting for your life. Just to get far in this game sometimes. Fuck. Alright. You haven't played this game? Is that what you're saying? Alright, there we go. Alright, eggs hatching. What do we got? We got Sobble. Frost Breath. That's not an awful start for Sobble. Salazzle. Okay, Salandit. Fiery Dance. Alright. Hoot. Not really what I was looking for. Okay, Ghastly. We don't have one of those yet. Frost Breath. Not awful. I haven't played games in like a week. That's so fair. I'd be in the exact same place if this wasn't my job. You fucker. All right. I'm so tired. I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm trying to like stay entertaining, but I am so tired today. Bunny woke me up so early this morning, and I just have not been able to recover. I don't know why. But for whatever reason, I just am struggling to recover from this. Girl's kicking my ass. You're not a gym leader. I only want to talk to gym leaders right now, please and thank you. Hi, Jelly! Oh, thank you so much. I'm really glad you like my model. Heavy Slam. We're gonna get rid of that. Sorry, I'm like all over the place. Trying to keep up. I'm trying to keep up with what I'm doing. Ugh, I'm not very good at it. I'm trying to get better at Pokemon battles. So this is my practice. Alright, Bronzong. Thank you, I appreciate it. I feel like I'm all over the place, but I'm doing the best I know how to do. Ah! Fucking god damn it! Sure. Let's see. Where are the gym leaders? Oh boy. 90. Where are the hot milfs in my area that aren't married? You know, that's a good question. I want to know that as well. Check your local library. Gore? Is that a true statement? Did you see a lot of MILFs at your local library? Back when you were the librarian? More on average? I'm sorry. Was my place as wife threatened every day while you worked at the library and nobody told me? What? Since when? Apparently, my job was fucking up for grabs every day. I mean, it's not like there's a bombshell MILF every day, but there's more than you'd think. Gore! I'm learning so much about this man. That I did not know before. Yeah, see, that's what I thought it was. I thought it was just always old people. You're trying to tell me that it wasn't just old people and married homeschool moms, that there were sexy MILFs there as well? And nobody warned me? And then the occasional MILF, mm-hmm. Sure, occasional. I love Kula trying to save this for you, Gore. Gore's like, Kula's like, but he wins! He's got the bombshell MILF on the daily now. First stream here and I'm already learning useful information. Look, I'm gonna be so real with you. Welcome to stream. We're always learning useful information here. But it's usually never like what you expect. Gore did love lurking at the library. They just didn't pay him enough. Such is life, I've heard, but... You fucker. The most important thing here is that we are all married to Gore. Y'all are ridiculous, but yeah, somehow Gore became Chat's husband. Alright, this is what I was playing for, was to hatch these eggs. Dino! Oh, I love Dino. Esperwing, god damn. It is him, and I love him. Do not break your bricks over my head. You asshole. Yeah, so that is very true. Chat is not parasocial with me. They are parasocial with my husband, also known as Gore. I don't know how this happened or why this happened, but it did. Now chat's obsessed with my husband, and I just accept it because I don't really know what else to do in this situation. Sometimes chat's just obsessed with your husband, and you just put up with it. Yeah, I don't really get a choice here. It's either let chat be obsessed with my husband or let chat be obsessed with me. So Gore takes the brunt, so I don't have to. Oh, thank God. Finally, another boss fight. Alright, we're good. Would you rather dick pics in your DMs or random people trying to flirt with your husband? I guess random people trying to flirt with my husband if I have to pick. Oink loin. Oink loin is such a slutty looking pig. I love it. Look, I've already gotten dick pics. They're exhausting. I'm tired of them. Believe it or not. You get tired of looking at dick pics all the time. It truly is the most annoying part of being a content creator, is constantly getting sent dick pics. Or I guess a female content creator. Because, I don't think male content creators have to deal with this shit. You don't like fat shafts? Gore, that was the worst way you could have worded that. Thank you so much. Why did you call it fat shafts? I'm gonna kill you, actually. I've just decided. Oh my god. Oh, that's from Arceus. I can't remember what they're called right now, off the top of my head. Gooners, rise up, take hold of your fat shafts. I would rather you do anything but take hold of your fat shafts in my presence. Thank you very much. Keep your fat shafts to yourself. Gross. Grody. My girl don't want my fat shaft in her DMs, no. She said it was too much to see at her front door. We're gonna be here for a minute. I think this bitch only... Oh, nope, it does know an attack move. God damn it! Hi, Jax! Thank you so much for the hydrate and the stretch. I will do both of such things. Sorry, fat shafts is so funny. I don't like fat shafts. I've just decided. Thank you very much. Let's go to Metropolis because we want electric types. That's not an electric type. That's a dog. Oh, she's got... Fascinating. Sorry, if my clerk had a sexy-ass bird and a weird fucking little duck, I'd be like, damn, girl, what's going on in your life? Fat Shafts needs to be on a t-shirt? I don't know. I don't know about all that. Rufru has an Indian version? Or, not Indian, Egyptian version? I was unaware of this. Fat shaft on the front, long schmeat on the back. Y'all are gonna put me into a coma, is what y'all are about to do. Mine shafts and fat shafts. Oh my god. Get your mine shaft away from me too, actually, I've just decided. You know, I was hoping we were gonna get an electric type here. That does not seem to be the case. Don't ask me, ask Gore. Gore's the one who's saying it. There it is! Come here. Into the ball. You son of a bitch. I don't want to kill you. Oh my god, but you're gonna kill me. Bronzong! Jesus! Sorry, Bronzong just decided to be the biggest bitch. Oh, that Boltund is super underleveled. God. Oh, Reveroom when I get you. Oh, Reveroom. God damn it! Quagsire, you dumb bitch. Alright. It's not that I hate on your comedic genius, it's that, it scares me. Sometimes the words you say frighten me. Is all. What scares me about it? The fact that I'm now picturing fat shafts in my mind, which I do not want to be. I think would be the main frightening part about it. Do I not speak poetry into reality? I'm gonna get you. Hi, Dogant. How are you? Why can't Weezing use Explosion? I'm doing alright. I'm very sleepy today. The baby woke me up way too early for my comfort. So, I'm definitely very sleepy. But besides that, I'm good. Reject purity. Y'all are exhausting. God. Biker Phillip? No, I don't want Biker Phillip. I want a gym leader. I need more eggs. Why in the hell is it trying to use self-destruct? What's going on? What the fuck's happening in this house? Taking my nuggets. String shot, you son of a bitch. May you suffer 1,000 deaths for what you have done to me on this day. Why did that sound like fucking the beginning to Freddy Fazbear? Sludging me. Stop it! I love that Quagsire commits murders with a smile on his face. It makes me very happy. I think it's very funny. Truly, you cannot get any funnier, in my opinion. Piers! Love of my life! I love Piers. I really don't know what it is about him. But it brings me joy. Can't get me, bitch. I'm better than you. All right. Eggs! Time for egg gotcha, baby. Ooh, I get to do 10 pulls. Watch as they're all fucking commons. Cat. Cat, I fucking cursed myself. Please, gods above, give me special rare egg for special rare egg breakfast. Now, you know what? That's a rare egg. That is what I asked for. Give me special egg. Uh-oh. 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 I cook an egg with a spoon. Uh-oh, I gotta reboot the website. It broke. I cook an egg with a spoon. Okay. Did I use my egg? Okay, I did. Shit. Yeah, it was stuck. It's fine now, though. Fall asleep. I want you on the squad. You piece of shit. This fucking bitch. Oh yeah, I forgot poison doesn't affect them. Take a nap. Get in the ball. Get in the ball. You son of a bitch. I said get in the ball. I want you! Get in the ball! Thank you. I cook an egg with a spoon. Damn! These fucking bitches. Son of a bitch. Don't mind if I do. Mmm. You fucker. Damn it, I wanted him. I did not play that properly. Shit. Finn, shut up! Why does he look like that? Oh, he's Dynamaxed? Shit. Fuck! Oh, it woke up immediately. Shit. Shit. Alright, well, we're fucked. Okay, let's just go hatch our eggs real quick. We'll beeline it to hatch these eggs, and then I think we'll be done for the day. Okay. Alright. You gotta hatch the fuck out of these eggs, bitches! Gotta hatch my egg! Lady Persephone. Does Persephone know that you share her name? Has she tried to get you yet? Double battles take so long. They don't, I'm just being. Okay, there we go. First set of eggs. Okay. Slugma. Magma Storm. That's an interesting starter. Okay. Still a Cobra. I'm hoping for a shiny at least. Patata. Esper. Moonblast. Okay. Bergamite. Body Press. Ooh, Sinistea! Scald as the starter? That's not awful. Oh, Smoliv. Shiny, please! Another Sinistea. Sparkly Swirl. Oshawott. Damn. Well, let's hope this, let's hope that this rare egg is something good. Shall we? Right. Let's see. I still can't believe I made it that far. On my first run today, Aerodactyl really was fucking going for the gold. Ooh! Ancient Growlithe. I do love Ancient Growlithe. Oh yeah, I suppose I haven't seen a Dratini at all yet. I didn't even think about that. Fake outs. Fake outs are extremely obnoxious in the game. Unless I'm the one using it. In which case, then it's fine. Alright, there we go. Take the Ultra Balls. Same as always. Oops, I am out of PP. Why so many fucking... Why so many goddamn, double battles all of a sudden? I don't like double battles. They take forever. Okay, that rare berry should be hatching here soon. Hit up the Metropolis again. There it is. What do we got? Ooh. Delmise. Delmise is a very hefty, Pokemon to be able to start with. You again. This fucking Skarmory was not what I was expecting. I don't know why I wasn't expecting Skarmory, but I sure wasn't. There we go. Let's see. Thank you for the pet core. Alright, Norman. Is now the time! We're in a fucking gym leader fight! Why is his spin to bold? Alright, we defeated Norman. We got more eggs. Oh no, 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 please, gotcha gods, no! Gotcha gods, no! This is why I don't play gacha games, everyone. Something horrible happens every time. Oh boy. Losing 90% of the time is the fun, is it? I'm inclined to disagree. Alright, well I guess we'll hatch these eggs. At least we know they'll all hatch together. Oh boy. Maybe we'll finally get a shiny again. What's up, Biker Glenn? Fun. Ella. Asper. Meow stick. Fido. Into my favorite boy, Doxbun. Doxbun is tanky as hell. Why'd they do my boy like that? No, you fucking son of a bitch. Cross your fingers that we'll get a shiny. Cross your fingers that when these eggs hatch, a shiny will be amongst them. Maybe a shiny Eevee? Sunkern. Not ideal, but it's fine. Shuppet. Okay, we like Shuppet. I love Shuppet. Brain Punch isn't a bad start. Tankula. Okay. Ooh! Wimpod! Wimpod's a good Startmon. Yes! Yes! Oh, we got a good boy! Yay! He's my little autumn boy! Oh, he's so cute! Look at my little fall boy! Oh, I love that for me. Alright, that made everything worth it. That made all of the hard work worth it. Yeah, it's not a bad nature at all. Do not fake me out, you son of a bitch. May you die 1,000 deaths. Alright, we gotta take out this water bitch first. See. Fuck. Alright, there we go. Alright. Alright, let's get the asses. Right. Why is my Meowstick trying to learn roleplay? Meowstick, you're better than that. Don't let those roleplay boys try and trick you. I'm so sorry, Meowstick, if I didn't raise you to think that you were better than a roleplay boy. I failed my son. Huh? What do you mean, huh? He was trying to learn roleplay. I failed him. She thinks she has to be with a roleplay boy. I failed her. Oh god, sorry. I am burping like a motherfucker. I don't know why, it just suddenly started. I only came here because it's easy killings. You know what I mean? Free egg voucher? Don't mind if I do. You wanna come home with me? Very nice. Alright. Arrow shards become available. I mean, alright, I guess. I don't care much for Terras, but free pouch? Can I help you? Go to hell. I have not, no. I got real close though. I got real close. And then I fucked it. The Rayquaza? No, I haven't even made it that far. Ugh, fucking Steel Wing. Annoying as hell. I made it up to level 75. I don't have pickup yet. I only started today though, so... Or I started yesterday. And I only played for a few hours yesterday. Snag a Zigzagoon if you want one with it, and try to get that Groudon egg from the gacha. Ooh. I didn't even know you could get a Groudon egg from the gacha. Is it from the... It's from the legendary gacha, right? I've just been doing all of the, I've been doing all the shiny gachas so far. I haven't even tried to do any of the others yet. You can get legend eggs from shiny gachas? Okay, cool. Because I haven't gotten anything higher than, I haven't gotten any eggs higher than rare yet. My luck has not been great, I say with 2 shinies. After 200 in classic? Okay. I made it to, I think, maybe 100? I think I was close to 100. I can't quite recall. What do you mean by spliced Pokemon? Oh, Iron Thorns early? I'm a little jealous. Aerodactyl is my, buddy right now. Oh, hi, Bee. Jesus, forgot she was here. Oh, Pokefusions, okay. I know about Pokefusion. Louise. Okay, let's see. Yeah, see, I've just been pulling commons and rares. I've not had any luck with the eggs. I've been pulling more commons than rares, too. Please, it's not gonna be anything good. Yep, common. Alright. That was my first time doing B. So... Fusion... My last run, my really good run, fell apart simply because of the fact that I accidentally ended up with all fighting types on my team. I don't know how I did that, but I did it somehow. And it came back to bite me in the ass. I don't have retries on, no. I've been doing it very roguelike. Ooh. I can terastalize now. Damn. Stop electroshocking me. Very rude. Not me poison terastalizing. Alright. Sometimes just trying a different strat gets me through. Yeah, that's true. I've just been kind of doing it, I've just kind of been doing it like roguelike-ish, so when I die I just start over from the beginning. Pray to God. So I always keep Aerodactyl in my little, I call him my Bronzong. I call him my little pickle chip because he's green. But, I just keep him on me for the extra luck. He goes. Alright, eggs. Yeah, my little pickle chip. Okay, we got a female this time. Or is a male. Male's horns up. Matcha Gotcha. Another Sunkern. Hey, maybe we'll get another shiny. We just got a shiny, but maybe we'll get another one. Zubat. Ooh, Sandile. Squawkabilly. Let's hit the Metropolis. Do not crunch me, you piece of shit. I like the music of the Metropolis, so I usually pick Metropolis even if it's a little harder for me. Why does this cop have 2 dogs? Actually, you know what? I know why this cop has 2 dogs. Two dogs and a fucking Jolteon. You are definitely a cop. A cab, but especially for this guy. Oh god, dual dogs. Well, enjoy my dog, you asshole. Alright. Let's grab a super potion. And we'll go ahead and max elixir it up. Damn. Damn! Son of a bitch. Fucking rude. Alright. Meteor beam. Alright, we'll try that. Bye! Do not baby doll eyes me. You fucker. Oh! You son of a bitch. Bye, Silver. Have a good night. Thanks for coming by. I appreciate it. It was nice to meet you. I love that all the dogs just have like the same moveset. It's very funny to me. I will laugh about it forever. Oh shit, I didn't even realize what time it was. Okay, I'll finish up after this. Pinky promise. Sorry, Gore, I didn't even realize what time it was. We be playing rough as hell. That is so funny. Get his ass. Oh. Get his ass. There we go. Oh, how many dogs you got? Piece of shit. The answer is too many dogs. Why does this bitch have so many dogs? Ducks. I said dogs. God damn. Right. All right. Shiny. Oh! Grivard! You know, it's not what I wanted, but it's what I got. And I can't even be upset about that. Ripper Room is the bane of my fucking existence, can I just say? You like how I complain about dogs, and then immediately get excited about getting a dog? Alright. There we go. You know, I didn't mean to make it this far. And yet here we are. This was just to hatch eggs. This was simply an attempt to hatch eggs. Oh, Pierce! Hi, Nick. It's going all right. I'm making it further than I expected to. So, you know. I'll always take that. First was taken. Yeah, today somebody actually kept up with it. Damn. How many Malamars did this man have? I don't know how I did that. That was pure luck. Well, I guess I can get more eggs now. Just one egg. Just one! Alright, well. Just one egg, you know how it is. Damn. Damn. Shit. I should have stuck with Darkspawn. Okay. Alright, Scrafty's the fuck out of here. There we go. I'm trying to get to level 100. We're almost there. You son of a bitch. Alright. Sorry, that motherfucker. Skarmory requires a fire type, which is something I do not have. But it is fine. We're managing. Alright, we're doing alright. We might survive this yet. Oh right, dragon types. I always forget. We're gonna let you go to bed. There you go. Right. Cosmic Singularity. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Dog Pound. I hope you're having a great day. There it is. Thank you so much for the pet, Nick. Greatly appreciate it. We're almost to 100. Can we do it? I sure fucking hope so. That Magnezone needs to go! Okay. Or it will deal with itself. Strange. I'm not gonna complain, but it is a little strange. All right, 99. And here's 100. Oh. See. Oh, flash cannon, yay! Okay, good. Okay. That's okay. This is a legendary, yes. Okay. I didn't get a Master Ball this time around, did I? Oh. Feveril! Oh. Damn. That was a good run. We almost did it. We almost made it to 100. That was pretty good, actually. Oh. Oh. That was rough. We almost had it! Losing my mind. Okay, I have to go. I gotta go put my baby to bed. I have to go put my child to bed. However, let me see. I'm gonna raid somebody, so don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. I will know if you go somewhere. So don't do it. Understand? Don't go. I'll be right there. Let's see, who is streaming? Okay, I'm gonna let y'all pick. Do you wanna watch Nier Replicant, Tekken, Another Crab's Treasure, or Marvel Rivals? I'm gonna let you guys pick. Aw, y'all are so sweet. Y'all always thank me for the stream. It makes me feel so good. Y'all wanna watch Crabs? Alright. Crabs it is. Crabs it is. Crab. 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 Alright. Nope, too late. I'm already raiding the crabs. But I love y'all. Y'all have a great day, okay? Mwah. I'll see y'all tomorrow.